You know, there's something that just really puzzles me, and that's this thing of guys who won't do what they're supposed to do. They won't take their responsibility. You know, you got it all over the place. You got guys that all they want to do is snag another girl, have sex with her, and move on to the next one. And they do that because, hey, I've got the conquest. I've had sex with so many women, and I've done this, but I have no relationship with anybody. It's a non-issue. It's a non-entity thing. It's just a physical thing, you know. And what I don't understand is that how they just miss out. They don't know what they're missing out on. I've been married to my wife for 29 years. Be 30 next year. That's more than half of my life I've spent with this woman. And we haven't had the greatest time. I mean, sometimes we've had challenges. Sometimes we've had struggles. We've butted heads before. Um, we've gone through some stuff that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. But we were committed to each other. One thing we said when we first started talking about getting married was that divorce is not an option for us. We're sticking it out. We're going to be there regardless. I mean, we may not like each other sometimes, but we're going to stick it out. And I'm not saying if you've divorced that you're a lesser person than us, or that you're not as good as I am. I'm not. That's not. Don't misunderstand me. Don't think that that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that I made a commitment to my wife almost 30 years ago. I stood in front of my family and my friends, and I said, "This woman I'm going to marry, and I'll be with her till the day that one of us dies." And that was the commitment that I made. And you know what? I've honored that commitment, and it hasn't always been easy. There's been lots of opportunities to cut and run, and a lot of guys do that. They just cut and run. It gets tough, they cut and run. But what I figured out is, what? I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm telling you, going into almost 30 years of marriage with this woman, and life has gotten better every single year. It's just gotten better and better and better. And I don't understand not committing to a woman. And, I don't understand why a woman would be with a guy that was unwilling to commit to her in the first place. You know, um, Commitment's all that's about. And one thing that men do, and that men should do, is when they make a commitment, they should stick to that commitment. You stick to it come hell or high water. You take the role of the man and you play the man. You get in there and you do what you got to do. Now I'm not saying, again, if you've done that and there's been a divorce, I'm not saying that you're a lesser person for that. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that at all, because there are situations where the one or the other just doesn't want to see through it, doesn't want to see it through, and when that happens, divorce is inevitable. It's going to happen. I understand that, and I'm sad for people that go through that, because I wouldn't want that I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody. What I am saying, though, is that as men, what men should do and what men need to do, and I don't see it nearly as much as I used to see it, and we don't see it in this generation nearly as much as we saw it in past generations, and that is that men need to stand up, stick to it, and be men. Quit being little boys that want to sit at home and play video games. Let's get up, grow up, and become men. And so that's what I think we need to do. So I'm going to talk to you from now on. From time to time, I'm going to talk to you about things that just aggravate me about men, and try to help us see how we can be better men in the future. So, hey, have a great evening.